Welcome to the Freshman Podcast. Your boy Josh, also known as Jay Fresh. To my right, we have Ye, also known as Yeski. Episode 11, Courtside Karen. Now, if you watched last episode, we told you guys we're going to be giving you another episode the following day. So let's get to it. So, I think the game we're going to start with, it was highlighted not so much for the play on the court, but more so the antics that took place during the game on the sideline. LeBron basically got into a jarring match with some fans on the court side for the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta is one of the few teams in the NBA right now that are allowing fans into the stadium, not at full capacity, just like a limited amount. And it basically started off with, someone's husband, and then the wife got offended, and she started going back with LeBron. And next thing we know, we have Courtside Karen. She's all over social media. I told LeBron, F LeBron this and that. LeBron called me a B word. It's like, lady, come on. He calls you the B word. Okay. We don't believe you.
My God, yo. And this is why I love the fact that fans are back. Because, like, even LeBron said he low-key needed it, too. Because it was like, I guess it was a motivating moment, like a pushing moment, like, oh, okay, you talking crazy, all right, I'm going to score, and then I'm going to come back and talk to you. And then, I mean, we've seen it before, you got the iconic Reggie Miller and Spike Lee on the side, with the choke and everything like that. So, can't get enough of fans, man. But, come on now, let's be honest, like, you crying and you upset now talking about he called you a B, like, really? Like, come on now. We know LeBron didn't come down the court and started it with you. It was all started with your husband, and then it just, it happened from there. I mean, what you expect? You said what you said you did. You just want me to be quiet? I'm human too, so, hey,
It's two things I'm going to say. I'm going to start off with this. It's Black History Month. We don't have time for that. Second thing I'm going to say is, just because you're rich and you pay how much or how expensive those tickets were does not make you a part of the game. You are not a part of the Atlanta Hawks. You are not Trae Young. You are not John Collins. Sit down and enjoy the game. Don't try to make the game about you. You are there to be a fan, to spectate. Don't try to involve yourself in the game. Don't do it. Please. Just stop. And you see what the end result was? Your team took an L.
They took an L and they got kicked out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have kicked them out, but that's still, you still kind of salty. Like, your team took an L and you got kicked out all because of what you did. Like, you couldn't just sit there and...
All of this for 15 minutes of fame.
Maybe I should do that.
Round of applause for Courtside Karen, guys. But we're gonna get back on track. Anthony Davis had 25 points, 10-14 from the field. Solid performance for him. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. I don't know why, but it's kind of like a Sherman Anthony Davis. He shows up, he doesn't show up. It's like, I know you won a championship, that's cool and all, but I think you're too young to be taking nights off. Like, you should be like a 25-10 guy every night. Two rebounds and you almost 7 feet, man. That's not it.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I'd be trying to figure that out. Like, maybe I should just watch a whole game one day and just see, like, because I don't understand, like, how you 7 feet and you just get 2 rebounds.
Yeah, that's not it. And possibly fueled, I'm not going to say possibly, definitely fueled by the feud with Courtside Karen. LeBron put up 21 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, a near triple-double. Salute to him for that. On the Atlanta side, we had John Collins put up 22 points, 7 rebounds. Trae Young, a nice double-double, 25 points, 16 assists, and 4 rebounds. The fact that Trae Young out-rebounded Anthony Davis is a problem.
Imagine that.
I know we're bashing we're bashing Brooklyn about their defense, but LA, it's not all good in Lakerland. You got some question marks there too, so you might want to address that.
2 rebounds.
Yep. But moving on, we had another primetime matchup the following day. The other side of LA, or as some people call it, the stepchild of LA. The Clippers went up against the Brooklyn Nets. potential finals preview. This was a good game. I think still the Nets need to improve on the defensive end, but Kyrie Irving just showed, man, he can show up and show out against the best of them. 39 points, 5 rebounds, 15 to 23 from the field. Like, it was times where Kawhi was sticking him, PG was sticking him, and we already know that Kyrie has a smooth handle. And it was just like, he'd get in the lane and he would just do some type of acrobatic finish. Just like, man, this dude may not have it all off the court, but on the court, the man is a problem, for sure. And then, Mr. Reliable himself, KD, highly efficient, 11 for 13 from the field, 28 points, 9 rebounds. Now, I got on Anthony Davis earlier. I have to get on KD too. KD, I feel like you should be a 20 and 10 guy as well. Now, I take it back, 30 and 10. You should really be putting up 30 points tonight and getting close to 10 rebounds. So, especially on this team, maybe not so much 30 points, but the rebounds, you're going to have to. I mean, you're running the taller guy, so I think you should be putting up at least 10 rebounds a game.
Over Zubac and Ibaka, though?
He's taller than both of them. And I don't think they were sticking him.
I mean, of course they will.
I mean, who else is going to rebound on the Nets?
Yeah, you got a point there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So, and, I mean, one of his teammates was able to do that. I guess the third amigo, or however you want to call it, Harden put up a triple-double, 23 points, 14 assists, and 12 rebounds. Me personally, I kind of felt like this is how the big three should have played out. I don't know how you feel about it, but I felt like Harden should be the point guard in a sense. Kyrie should be your shooting guard, and then, you know, obviously KD's going to be your small forward, power forward, however you want to put him at. But Harden should be more the facilitating role, and you should just have Kevin and Kyrie going to kill and get a bucket. And I think that's when they're going to perform at the highest level. So I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie's not a point guard to me. Like, he's a bucket. That's what he is. He's a scorer. He's not a Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd. You know what I'm saying? Even though Harden can score and assist, but Harden has more playmaking skills than Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Especially if playmaking was a part of your game. Playmaking was never really a part of Kyrie's game. Like, when he first came to Cleveland, it was all Kyrie, so it was all scorer. Yeah. Then when LeBron came, he was just there to score. You know what I'm saying? So, in all his situations, he's just been a scorer. So, yeah, I agree Harden should have been the point guard. But, yeah, on the court, Kyrie is a fool.
Yeah.
Like, he just do what he wants. It's just off the court. That's just it. Like, but other than that, Kyrie is must-see TV. I could tell you that for sure. I mean, and KD's been having a great season. Is he at, I don't know, Dr. Josh, is he 90%, 95, 97.2?
Nah, he's still like 88.
So 88.
Now, I will say it was a highly efficient game for him, but I still don't feel like that was enough shots. 13?
Kyrie took most of them, though.
Yeah, he did, but I mean, like, it was a pretty efficient game for Kyrie. But if you only missed 2 shots and he missed 7, you have to give me the ball.
I was gonna say maybe since, I mean, his scoring has been so efficient that it's just like, well, we only need him to take 10 to 15 shots a game, because we know out of them 10 to 15, it's gonna end up in the 30 piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Half of them gonna be free throws anyway. Yeah. So,
but also I think that may be also playing into the whole idea of guys having to take a step back so other guys can kind of eat in a sense, because, you know, I'm pretty sure Kevin Durant's used to shooting way more than 13 shots a game.
Yeah, most definitely.
He might shoot that in a half, if not more. So, but on the other side, the Clippers had a solid performance from Kawhi Leonard. 33 points, 50% from the field, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So, a good night for the Claw. Paul George, 26 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. But at the end of the day, I think Brooklyn just had too much. You got one guy putting up almost 40, another guy putting up almost 30, and another guy putting up 23. It's just like, yeah.
It's a lot of scoring on the court to try to be able to deal with when you only got PG and Kawhi
Right.
with Lou coming off the bench. It's not like he's playing starter minutes. So
Definitely got to salute Kawhi because it's just like he was able to put up 33 on 50% shooting, and more nights than not he's gonna be guarding the other team's best player. So it's like he's putting out energy on both ends constantly. So gotta salute him for that. So yeah, it was a 124-120 victory for Brooklyn. It seems like they show up in prime time, and when they play these lower tier teams, they just take nights off. I don't know, man. Just gotta do better, Brooklyn. But good job on the victory. And moving on, we gotta talk about the Rockets, man. After the Harden trade, I think everybody wrote them off as a lottery team. Nobody thought anything more than that. Like, yeah, they might put up some numbers, they might have some exciting nights, but they won't go anywhere. But up until Wednesday, the Rockets were on a 7-game win streak. They wound up losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder, but the guys were, some of the main guys were out that night. I don't think Wall played, so I think Victor and Woodson played. Wood, yeah, he played, and DeMarcus Cousins played, but they lost to the Thunder to snap the 7-game win streak. But they did bounce back the following night with a big win over the Memphis Grizzlies, 115-103. So they're actually above 500 at the moment, 11-10. Still near the bottom of the West, but I still think that record would, if it stopped today, I think they would still qualify for the play-in game. So definitely didn't see that coming. These guys have bought in. Morale is high. I think Victor Oladipo has something to prove. He's been kind of dealing with injuries on and off the past few seasons. Wall is coming back from an injury. So it's just like a bunch of kind of cast-offs in a sense, and they're playing with something to prove. So gotta salute those guys.
just getting rid of the toxic energy. That's literally it. It was the same thing last season with Memphis getting rid of Andre Iguodala. Like it's just more or less like a lifting of the spirit. Like you even seen Boogie, in the interview saying like it's Harden not coming to practice, not showing up for preseason, basically just doing what he wants. It just kind of brings the team down, and then you get rid of it, and it's like, all right, it's a breath of fresh air. We got new faces in here, somebody who actually want to play with us. You know what I'm saying? So it just brings everybody together. And Wall been playing good, Oladipo been playing good, and Cousins been playing good too. So just getting rid of that energy in the locker room plays a key role, plays a lot. So that helped them out in that situation.
So I got two questions for you. So, one, do you see the Rockets making the playoff push? Like, I know we saying like right now, if it ends, they'll be somewhere in the playing game situation. Do you see them being in that scenario at the end of the season, or a higher seed?
I can see a play-in. I can see the play-in game for them. I mean, it's most of the teams in the West, I mean, nobody has really looked impressive besides the top teams. I feel like everybody else is just going to be fighting for a playoff spot to fighting in the play-in, to be exact. So I feel like they got enough talent. If they can stay healthy, if Wall and, all three of them, Cousins, Oladipo, and Wall, they all had injuries. So if they can stay healthy, I feel like they can be into the play-in. I mean, with just the talent that they got, especially with Christian Wood showing out, they are 8th seed or lower type team. So I can see it. I can see it playing coming.
Now, is John Wall the bounce back player of the year?
That's tough. It's a couple of them this year though. He's not the only one.
I think his teammate could be it, honestly.
Who, Boogie?
No, Christian Wood.
Christian Wood? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he is one of them. He's one of them, too. That he was barely playing last year to to now being a starter, and
Putting up numbers.
putting up the numbers that he's putting up. So him, Jeremy Grant as well.
I don't know if we can count that.
Julius Randle.
It's just he's on a bad team.
He is.
He's on a bad team and he's putting up numbers, but it's not really equating to any victories. They got a long way to go to be over 500.
Definitely do.
So,
but it's a lot of bounce back players this year going on. But Wall could be up there, but Christian Wood is definitely one of the top ones that I see. Him, Julius Randle. Granted, Julius Randle has been Julius Randle since he came in the league, but this year has been a lot different. He's been doing everything for the Knicks. So
yeah. Yep. Shout out to the Knicks. If you guys make the playoffs this year, it'll be crazy.
They're gonna mess around and celebrate just cause they made it.
Yep.
So next game we have is my Kings.
Your Kings,
My Kings, yes, my Kings versus Jokic. Literally, just Jokic. Nobody else did anything for them whatsoever. Jokic gave us 50 and 10. I'm sorry, I apologize. It was 50, 12, and 8 actually in the game. He was the first person since Kareem to give us that stat line. With no help, literally. The Kings was hot to me coming in, with they win streaks going on. 3 games, guys, 3. Count 'em. Thank you. But we got to do better for Jokic and them. To see your star player put up that number and we don't win and nobody helps him out whatsoever, it's not good. I don't like that at all. To see that he put up those type of numbers and you lose to the Kings. Not saying that they're any slouch or whatever, but they're not on the level that they are in any way, shape, or form. So for him to have that big of a game, first time since Kareem, and you put up an L, that kind of just washes it just a little bit. Kind of might put a bad taste in your mouth, like just did all that just to lose.
So does this speak volumes to the impact that Jamal Murray has on that team? Even though it wasn't like a blowout or nothing, he didn't play, and basically Jokic, like you said, had to carry the load majority of the night, the whole game in a sense, to just come up short. So
you can tell, like it was the same thing in the bubble. It was Murray and Jokic, with occasion of Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up with your boy? That was a quiet night for somebody that wants the ball more. This was the opportunity right here.
That was his opportunity to shine. But as you can see, if you pay attention, the way that they play him is pass, shoot. That's it. Like there's no pick and roll for him. Like no isolation. Like it's just he's either at the 3-point line or he's underneath the rim. That's how they play him. So if you don't have nobody in to get him the ball, he's just going to jack. And when he get the ball, he's just going to jack. And it's either going to be a bad shot or a good shot, one or the other. But as you can tell, Murray is that other piece that helps them continue to win with Jokic. Like, Jokic can't do this every single night with them winning. So you need Murray in that backcourt. But, shout out to my nigga De'Aaron. That boy hooping. That boy been hooping. 22 a game. What you got to say, man? Halliburton?
I like him. I just want to know how many teams do you have and how many people do you like? Like, you got 4 East Coast teams, 4 West Coast teams.
You know what? We have to do a segment just on me.
You got a whole all-star team. Like, man, relax. Like.
Them be
Can you show some loyalty? How about you talk about the team jersey you wear? How about that? Talk about them.
My boy Zach doing his thing.
Oh, that's your boy too.
They just terrible.
Oh my God.
I think you know what? I'm gonna just say that I'm a fan of players that always get written off too quick. I think I'm a fan of that because they wrote off De'Aaron, they wrote off Zax. They done wrote y'all right off Giannis every single day, even though he's an MVP. So I think I like players, that everybody send me right off, but really in reality they a bucket. Hey, yeah. What can I say? The stats don't lie. De'Aaron 22-7. Stats don't lie.
Will they make the playoffs?
I would say, if anything, the Kings will be the last play-ins. They'd be one of those teams, like the last team to get in the play-in. Like that'd be them. But don't sleep.
You heard it here first.
Don't sleep.
Numbers don't lie.
Don't sleep.
But they'll be the last team in.
They'll be the last team in the play-in, but don't sleep.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man. You don't like my Kings?
I'm not an all NBA fan, man. I got a couple guys I rock with, and I keep it simple, man. That's it. Keep it simple, man. Can't root for everybody. Can't root for everybody, man.
That's
Loyalty.
Fair, man. All right, you right. You got it. Go Kings. There you go. Is that 10?
Can't believe he said that wearing a Bulls jersey, but carry on. No, it's not.
Anyways, as we can see, we had another blockbuster this week. Celtics versus Clippers. So we got the blockbuster between the Celtics and the Clippers. At the moment, those were the two number 2 seeds, East and West. So we got no Jaylen Brown. We got no PG. So that literally is just going to leave you Kemba, JT versus Kawhi. And
Serge Ibaka.
How old is he? 37?
Hey, man.
Man. But as you can see, Boston prevailed. 119-115. Kemba came through big in the end. Hitting a tough step back off screen. Of course, it was over Ibaka, quote unquote, but JT doing his thing. 34-7. I mean, it was a tough shooting night for him, but he said he wasn't going to let his team down at all. So then Kemba with the 24.
What a turnaround from 1 for 12.
Man,
shout out to you, man.
Big turnaround because he shot 9 for 19, so that was better than 1 for 11. You know what I'm saying? So, and hitting the big shot in the end. I mean, of course, like you said, we would rather go to JT. I would too, but Kemba just had it, at the end where he could take it. Kawhi did his thing. 28, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. With no PG. The next consistent player was Lou off the bench with 18. Other than that, it's like Kawhi was just out there by himself, really, in all honesty. It's kind of hard to keep up trying to maintain Jason and Kemba at the same time with no PG. But, in all, big win for the Celtics. They needed the victory. Keep them up there with the East, trying to keep up with my Bucks. My Bucks, with the Nets falling, the Brooklyn Bridge has fallen. But you got something.
I don't know what was worse, the play on Lake Erie or the Brooklyn Bridge is falling. Man, it has to stop, man. It really has to stop. It's not a good look, man. You killing the fan base. You killing the fan base, man. But what I will say is, definitely a big game for Tatum. So shout out to him for that. And Kemba, like I said, what a turnaround from the one of the earlier games in a week, 1 for 12. That was tough, man. I'm glad to see you bounce back from that. But yeah, as we're starting to see, it's kind of hard for these guys to have the little big two when one of the guys are out to really win, because it could be the way the team is structured because of the salary cap. You pay you pay 2 guys all this money, and then you just kind of throw together some type of paper mache team, and it's it's just not working. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's still an early game for the Clippers, but I think we're still waiting to see what the Clippers can do in the playoffs. We're still not fully recovered from seeing them choke 3-1. So
we're waiting to see what PG's going to do in the playoff. Kawhi
oh
has
yeah,
championships.
Kawhi is certified, no doubt.
It's
certified.
PG that we waiting on. Literally, even Ibaka got one.
Yeah.
It's PG that
he got it with Kawhi.
He got it with Kawhi.
So,
So
I mean,
therefore,
yeah.
it's PG that we're waiting
okay.
on to shine in these playoffs because he will be the X factor.
But you know what though? While we're on the topic of PG, and it's not gonna be a kill PG segment, but I really want you to walk back what you said about Doc Rivers, because as we see, the Philadelphia 76ers are flourishing right now.
What did I say about that?
No, I said PG, not you, not you.
Oh, what PG said about
not you.
Oh,
not
yeah.
You. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Really? It was his fault?
That he was having you shooting threes.
Oh, my God.
PG was already taking threes before that. He did it at OKC.
And then they showed the stat. That was like, that season was the most he had did the whole pick and roll action. So, it's just like, come on, man. It wasn't him. Just you gotta admit, when you off, you off. That's it.
When you was playing trash, you was just playing trash, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong to admit that. If you want to be so called great, you had a bad game. Next game you come out, you go crazy. That's what all the greats do.
If you want to live up to playoff P and not be pandemic P, man, you gotta bring it every night. Simple as that.
I'm gonna just go with pandemic P. We gonna keep it that.
Okay.
Till that playoffs come in to play.
All right.
I guess Dame took his soul.
Well, I haven't heard much about them lately, but
playoff Russ, playoff P.
Anybody know what happened to Giannis last year? Never mind. All right, guys.
Wow.
We appreciate you tuning in to another episode of the Freshman Podcast. This was the second episode this week. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like I said, we're going to be in the timeline a whole lot more. I'm spamming the Facebook. I'm spamming the Instagram. Still haven't made the Snapchat yet. But just know, Freshman Podcast. We're out.